Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on Morning Markets from True Potential. Today we wanted to discuss two topics that have been very topical and front and centre of the market and economic commentators over the past number of months, that being the direction of inflation in the US, and we also wanted to touch on the first estimate of UK GDP growth in the second quarter. So just looking at US inflation, we've talked about it a number of times in our podcasts and also on Morning Markets, and just the direction that we're seeing there. So we got the July reading yesterday, and if we look at what we saw there, we saw inflation increasing 0.5% month on month, but really the year-on-year number staying flat at 5.4%, so no further acceleration on a year-on-year basis. If we dig into that a little bit more and exclude some of those more volatile areas, so if we look at the core measure of inflation and think about what we saw there, it increased 0.3% month on month. If we look at the year on year, a slowdown from last month, 4.3 versus 4.5%. So some positive news there from an inflation perspective, starting to see maybe some of those discussions that it's a transitory or a temporary effect starting to work its way through into the data. Again, something to continue to observe. There's many factors that go into that inflation calculation, and we'll see how that plays out over the coming months. So turning then to the UK and looking at the second quarter GDP estimate that we have this morning, what can we take from that? We can see that GDP for June increased 1% month on month. That's ahead of expectations and very much speaks to that reopening of the economy, and I'll come on and discuss that in a little bit more detail. If we look at that, what does it mean from a year-on-year basis? We saw the quarterly growth of 4.8%, very close to, if we cast our mind back to what we discussed last week with the MPC suggesting we could see around 5% growth for the second quarter, so pretty much in line there. I think the other point to illustrate, and you can see that with the chart just on the screen at the moment, is that recovery in GDP, but also looking to where we are relative to GDP growth prior to the coronavirus pandemic. And you can see there that the economy is just some 4.4% below the size that it was pre-pandemic. So continuing to get back into that positive direction. And then I just wanted to mention the fact of that strength that we've seen, that 4.8%. A large proponent of that is being driven by the reopening of the economy. So a large impact from consumption, so everyone going out, consuming more, restaurants reopening, bars reopening, etc., has had a positive impact in terms of the consumption element of GDP growth. I'll leave it there for today. Please do join us again tomorrow.
Subscribing to the True Potential YouTube channel is quick and easy. Simply go to the channel on your desktop or through the YouTube app on your phone and click the subscribe button. You can then press the notification bell symbol if you wish to be notified as and when new videos are released. Doing this is a great way to keep yourself updated with market developments and personal finance insights. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and we look forward to continuing to help you do more with your money.